So my boyfriend's out of town this weekend, and I'm just gonna eat pizza and drink soda and stay up all night working on my game. Hello YouTube, this is my video resume. No, I'm just kidding. I have an interview later today, but I thought I'd do some devlog stuff because when I have something in the middle of the day, it's hard to get started on programming. I feel like, no, I can't start. Oh well. Anyway, so it is now Tuesday. It's a week until Christmas. Over the weekend, I put in a lot of work. I feel like I didn't get as much done as I could have because I was so stuck on various errors or bugs or things that I didn't know why they weren't working. But I did get some stuff done. I have maps mostly working, warping, transitions was a big one, and I have enemy placement, but I still need to tweak that more. So I made a list of things that kind of, while working on this game, I've had to keep in mind various sort of exceptions or just things to keep in mind, because if you don't realize this stuff, you could be looking for bugs for a long time. So, for example, one of the early bugs I used to have a lot was that everything in Java is references. And I knew this, but I didn't realize that you had to use a copy constructor to copy. So then you would get, this thing moving when it wasn't supposed to be because something else was referencing it, and then changing the coordinates, and that was annoying. There's no operator overloading, so I can't overload the equal sign. There's no default parameters, so I can't just put a Boolean theme to something and default it to false. You have to use function overloading. And something I've made mistakes on quite recently with Java is that you cannot compare strings with the double equal sign. You have to use dot equals. Yes, that has burnt me twice now, and I'm kind of mad at that. I've had some difficulty with tiled because I've been trying to convert tile maps into my own format. For example, empty tiles are stored as 0 because it stores data for every tile, even if it's empty. And then every number after that corresponds to the film strip. So I basically have to adjust every tile ID by -1. And then do modulus by the width to get the x due to this. And so that's been a bit annoying. I prefer to just store tile data for tiles that exist, rather than storing everything in one big grid and where its x coordinate and y coordinates depend on its index and stuff like that. So additionally, since it stores the tile ID based on the tile strip width, it's kind of messed me up a little bit when I've tried to expand my tile set, but I'll figure that out. Then Lua indices start at 1. That tripped me up. And I cannot read a file directory without a third-party library, which sucks because then I have to basically run the script multiple times for every map I want to convert. I can't just give it a directory and it will do it all for me. Not without maybe like bash scripting or something instead. And then with libgdx, by default the y-axis starts at the bottom, so 0 to whatever, instead of top left like I'm used to. Though Mario Zechner has been really helpful on Twitter. He directed me to a test on the repository called y-axis down, and that will show you how to get a more traditional axis for your games. But I'm already pretty far into the game, so that's probably not practical for me to do right now. I'm already basically adjusting everything. I'm going from tiled top left to libgdx's bottom left, and it's just been a lot of work to make sure everything works right, to try to, it's like converting everything, and so it's frustrating. I wish I would have known about the y-axis thing. I had seen one example beforehand, but it ended up just flipping all my sprites upside down, and I didn't want to really deal with that, so maybe this y-axis test would be better. Anyway, so I've prioritized what is left to do, and I probably won't get it done, but here we go. Number 1, NPC placement. I need every map to store its NPCs, and I need all those NPCs to respawn after you leave the screen, which won't be that bad. Battle system. I need to get, well, it's mostly there. I need to polish the battle system some more. I want to have knockback when you hit something or when something hits you. Item drops, probably just currency, and probably giving you a score and health potions or something like that. Dungeons, I need to make dungeon maps and corresponding tiles for that. I don't know what dungeons will be like yet. Menus, I need to make a title screen, a help screen, and maybe some sort of introductory intro. And basic scripting. So I would like to have some basic dialogue that the elves speak. And there has to be a way for it to tell whenever you win the game. So I need to figure out how I'm going to do that. So yes, that is all I have for now. Hopefully you will consider me for this position, and stuff and stuff and stuff.
So basically, over the weekend I spent time in Google Hangout with the other Moosaderites, and worked on map warps, enemy placement, and screen transitioning. Even if I don't get Legacy of Xmas done before Christmas, I'd like to get Episode 1 mostly complete. It actually hit me last night that I could, and should, reuse the framework I've written for other little action RPG games in the future. So my question is to you, what kind of features do you like in action RPGs?
Thank you for the moose, Oliphant. Ah.